It is not cheap. The way it sounded in the video, they gave it to you. They didn't just give it to you. They don't just hand it to you. You work for it. And you said that we should be grateful to this nation. In as much as we are grateful, this nation too should be very grateful to have us. Hi everybody, welcome back to Akomolafe family channel. This is Bumi Akomolafe here. And this is just a quick reaction video to this video that somebody brought to our group to share.
To those who are currently relocating from abroad back to your home countries, I salute your courage. It's not easy. In fact, as much as it's difficult to travel from your home country abroad, it's also very difficult relocating from abroad back to your home country. But there are three things that really piss me off about your videos. Number one, why is it that you guys suddenly develop amnesia and you do not mention in your videos that you have already collected documents, immigration papers, citizenship for yourself, for your kids before going back?
And I watched the video and I was just smiling because, you know, I just felt like there's a little bit more to add to those points that this brother made in his video. I do agree with some of the things that he said, but this is just my own take. So this is just my own view. These are my own thoughts about those points that he raised in his video. I just want to start by saying, you know, addressing the point one. And the point one, it mentioned that when people who are Jakpadaing, people who are talking about Jakpada like us, I happen to be one of them. I'm not saying he's talking to me. I feel like he's not talking to me because the point he made, number one point was people don't talk about the fact that they have their settled status, their children have their settled status, they have their permanent residency or whichever country that they've been living, they already have the settled status before they are coming back. Me personally, for me, I have seen a few videos online where people have talked about the fact that they have settled status. I will make reference to the family channel where they talk about them coming back to their Jakpadaing to Nigeria. They even put the image of their American passports and they talked about the fact that they are settled. And people still came for them. I went to their comment section and I saw how people were like, you're showing off, you don't need to show us your passport. What are you showing us your passport for? People were still coming for them and saying those kind of things. There was another lady who announced that she was coming back to Nigeria. She was Jakpadaing and she was waving her American passport to say, hey, I'm settled. You know, people still made the same comment. Why are you showing us? We don't need to know. All those kind of things. So if you look back in my videos, you will see that I've always said, if you want to Jakpada, make sure that you get a settled status. If you know that it's within your reach, if you know that, okay, you can still fight it and get it. And why I say you can still fight it and get it is because some people, they've been abroad for years and, you know, they are not on a pathway that leads to settlement and they've been there for years and they are just struggling. Many of such people will be better off, you know, back in their home countries where they've come from, if I'm being honest. But if you are fighting it and you know that this thing is not it's not happening, instead of you to die there, you know, if the stress is too much for you, instead of you to, you know, be among those that will just collapse, better to find your way back and start afresh. That was one of the things I said in my previous videos. And I also emphasize in most of my videos that make sure you get your citizenship before you leave the country where you are, before you return to your country of origin if you are planning to Jakpada. I made reference to it that time was because there were people who came on COS who only have 2 years more to go and already saying that they want to Jakpada, they are tired. I was one of the people encouraging them to say, get your documents. But just to kind of, you know, clarify a few things that didn't quite sit well with me. In as much as I love his video, I see that a lot of people there are agreeing with him and giving him thumbs up. I do agree with some parts of what he said, but not all of it. Now, so that first point, yes, in some videos people didn't say their status. And I just wonder why people who are Jakpadaing need to validate to anybody or they need to tell anybody if they have settled status or not. Don't forget that it's not everybody that goes to a country where they get settled status. There are people who are Jakpadaing from abroad that the country where they've gone to, they don't give settled status. Like I said to you that we have Japadian group, people from all over the world. It's not just Canada, US, and the UK that is abroad. People are in Dubai, they are in Saudi Arabia, they are in South Korea, they are in, you know, even India. There are people in other parts of the world as well. And some of these countries do not give citizenship. And also, The fact that some people don't come and share their settled status, I think they have the right to do whatever they want. They don't need to prove anything to anybody, because that is the mentality that we are trying not to have as a people. You know, when you put that stigma to, you feel like everybody that goes abroad has to have that settled status before they come home. There are people that are abroad that they are not getting that settled status and they still want to come home. So do you want people to come out and lie that they have it? The fact that they are keeping quiet about it might be that some people don't even have it and they're just fed up and they want to come home anyway. Like I said, some people might have been abroad for so many years and still don't have that settled status, and they get to the point and say, instead of me to die here, let me just go back and go and re-strategize. Whatever they've been able to mop up in that period of time, some people can go back and say, let me go use to start something small. So the fact that some people are saying it, because I disagree. I mean, you said you said it like you generalized, like a lot of people are not saying whether they have settled status or not. The fact that they are not saying it, I think we should respect, that part of their lives. If they are choosing not to share it, watch what you want to watch and enjoy it there. And whichever one you don't want to watch, you can always, ignore that bit or leave it. We are all adults. It's always good to respect people's decision, whatever they choose to talk about or not. After all, that's their channel. They can say whatever they want to say there. So that's point one. Point two that you made, you talked about some, and I do acknowledge, that's why I said I agree with some of the things that was said, because it said some people have jobs that they can do remotely. Yes. Out of a lot of people who are the Japadians that I have met, I think it's only a handful of people, that I've met that actually have jobs that they can transition into Nigeria and be working from Nigeria. Most people don't have that opportunity. Most of the Japadians, I can tell you for the fact that people are coming home to do their own businesses. Like I said in my previous video, some people have jackpadad 5 years ago. They've already gone back to start their businesses, to start Airbnb, to start poultry, to start piggery, rearing cows. People are into different things. Some people are even into real estate. So it's not everybody that have the ability to work from home, like you said. A few people, like I said, only a handful. At least I have seen about 500 Japadians now. If you check our WhatsApp group, we are about 500, almost 400 in the Jakpada group, and we have about 200 and something in the Jakpa group. So I have the two groups. People who are looking to leave Nigeria, we have their group. People who are looking to relocate back to Nigeria from all over the world, we have their group. We have other subgroups as well, agriculture, IT, property, where we talk about all these things. So I know, I don't talk there, but I watch, I read, and I see what everybody's talking about. So people have businesses that they are doing, not necessarily earning in hard currency. So that generalization is not sitting right with me. That's one of the things I didn't really agree with. Some people are, but majority of the people are not. So just to put that out there. Then the point three, that's the one that I didn't agree with that one on a very large scale, because I agree with the part that, some, maybe a little part of us might be overemphasizing on certain things, but saying that we should be grateful for the different countries that we went through, UK, US, and Canada. I think according to the video, the gentleman said, we that are talking about Jakpada, we are slagging off the country that gave us a home when we did not have a home. I'm quoting you word for word now. He gave us accommodation when we didn't have accommodation. And I just wanted to correct that notion. I think it is quite unfair to present we that relocated, that left Nigeria to come to this part of the world for better life. And a lot of people are still living till today. I think it is not right to present it like we came here and things just fell on our laps. So that's the only place I disagree. People work very hard to get settlements, to get those documents. You don't just arrive and they hand it to you at the airport like it was presented in that video. It was almost like, they gave you a house when you did not have a house. The country that gave you residency, you are slagging them off. When you have 20 people, for example, which I know we are a lot more. These videos have been popping up every time because I see them online too. And people are coming out and are sharing their experiences abroad. People who don't know themselves before. And they are all saying the same thing. I think it's just sensible to take a step back and say, all these people are saying the same thing. Could that be the case? In my opinion, nobody is slagging anybody off. Because me, I've come forward to share my experiences. I love the UK. UK is a great nation on its own. It's a great nation. I have met so many great people. I've worked with people from all over the world, different races. You know, I've worked with different people, and I want to say that I work well with everybody. Even in situations where I'm uncomfortable, I work well with everybody. When people come abroad to a place like this, there's no way that anybody can come here and not know what they are doing. I know some people come, I'm not saying that it doesn't happen, but people who are of right thinking mind, normal people who know what they want, there's no way that people will come to a place like this or uproot themselves from the country where they are originated and come to a place like that. No, I don't know what they are doing or what they want to come and achieve. So when people come abroad, they have a goal, they have a vision, they have something that they are chasing after. And don't forget that oftentimes, these abroad countries that you talk about, they present the opportunities. They bring these job adverts out there. These job adverts are available. People should apply. There are people who are well-to-do in Nigeria, who already have homes in Nigeria, who have cars in Nigeria, who will put those things away and take those opportunities. We have doctors who leave their profession in Nigeria to come and practice abroad to fill the shortages of those places where they are struggling. We have people like us who are practicing social workers who also came here to study nursing, who are giving our hard-earned time and money back to the economy before we can earn. If you go and check the terms and conditions, I say terms and conditions, to getting your settlement, you have to be abiding. You have to be an abiding citizen of the country. You have to obey the law. You know, you have to embrace the culture. You do life in the UK test. You show that you love the people, you can speak the language before they can give it to you. And mind you, it is not cheap. The way it sounded in the video, they gave it to you. They didn't just give it to you. They don't just hand it to you. You work for it. And you said that we should be grateful to this nation. In as much as we are grateful, this nation too should be very grateful to have us. Because we too, we are here, we are working so hard and contributing to the economy. We are working so hard to make a difference. Nobody chased us from our country where we came from. We saw the adverts. We applied, just like people are still applying today. Nobody chased us. You understand? But we came here because we came here to fill some gaps that even without us too, the nation will not have the stability that it has. So we too came here, we came to make positive impact. So the nation too should be proud to have us. We should see ourselves as people who are an important part of the society. Not like some beggars who came here to beg and say we should be grateful. We should appreciate them. We are not slagging anybody off. If somebody is being racist to my child at school, I say they are being racist to my child at school. And I'm saying it, somebody else is saying it, somebody else is saying it, somebody else is saying it. The fact that I choose to live here and I choose to stay here to get the documentation and all that is my choice. You know, so if I've had another experience, that is not so pleasant, I can say that, oh, this experience is not pleasant. And if I've had a pleasant experience as well, I can say it. But I can tell you, my life abroad is most people who are jackpading abroad, most people who are jackpading to Nigeria, their lives abroad have just been like one big wheel. One big wheel. I'm saying that for myself. Life abroad is just like one big wheel. One big wheel is a cycle that never ends. It's a cycle that never breaks, that people will need to keep going round and round in those circles for the rest of their lives if they are not careful. So I don't think anybody in their sane mind will say the country that gave them residency is a bad country, even though they pay tooth and nail to get it. The money that people use to get this citizenship, do you know how much it cost? So it's not cheap. We pay for it. It is not cheap. We are hardly over our hard-earned money and growing the economy as well. You look at it this way. Nigeria advertise jobs, don't they? We have foreign expatriates. We have professionals from abroad too that come to Nigeria to work. Nigeria, we advertise and say, okay, we have this role in this oil company, or we have this role in this place, who can come and fill it? We have foreign consultants, medical consultants too, working in Nigeria. They give them a fat paycheck, they bring them over. And Nigeria is grateful to have them. Nigeria will show appreciation. In fact, Nigerians will even prefer the Oyinbo consultants, the Indian consultants, the Chinese consultants to see them, Oftentimes, they prefer those foreigners to see them because to them, they say, oh, these are foreign expatriates. We carry them like this, like eggs. When they come and work in Nigeria, Nigeria appreciates them. Should we not to be appreciated where we are? I mean, we have professionals who leave Nigeria to go and work in these countries. Should we not to be appreciated? Should we not be appreciated? Why should we always be the one that lower our own standard all the time? Somebody have said on this my channel that they can tolerate abuse as long as it's not physical. That's when I know the kind of different people out there. That shocked me. This is about the third time I'm mentioning that statement. I've not been able to get over that statement. I can't understand how somebody will be making an excuse for abuse. Don't worry. Because I want the citizenship. Oyinbo people can be abusive to me as long as it's not physical abuse. So you will take any form of abuse. Somebody came here to say it. The desperation of anything they can do to get the document. Now you are treating the document, the paper, as if it's heaven. You are treating the abroad as if it's heaven. They gave you the citizenship. They gave you the home when you did not have a home. They gave you the life when you did not have a life. The home that I'm paying dearly for, that I can't even go on holiday, that I can't even have a break. The home that I have labored all my life for, that I have no quality of life. When people come out to say they have no quality of life abroad, it doesn't mean that they are not grateful. Nobody is slagging anybody off. That doesn't mean it's slagging off. You are very correct when you said the Nigeria you left to is hard. But there comes a point when you have endured that cycle I was talking about for so long, money will not be your focus anymore. For sane mind. Some people, greed have taken over to the point that they don't know when to stop. I'm talking about somebody who is not being ruled by greed. There will come a time when you will walk, because I know that some people will agree with all these things and they will say this if they've not had that exposure before. So I let people slide because I know that if you don't know, you don't know. If you are in it, that's when you will know. So when people that are in it are coming forth to say all these things, 10, 20, 300, 400 people cannot be wrong. They cannot be wrong. When everybody is coming and saying all these things, is it doable? Oh, yes, it's doable. But do we labor for it? Yes. And it is that labor. These things you term slagging off the country. We are talking about the challenges that we are having to encounter, that people need to prepare for. Like I run a Jackpot group as well. And most of these videos that I do, people watch it in my Jackpot group. We are talking about the challenges that they need to prepare for. I will support anybody if I can to Jackpot. I've been giving information. We've been giving information. We've been talking to people on how they can Jackpot too. Anything we know, we throw it to them. But be prepared to work. But the question is, you will work to a point where you will be tired. And then in the process of getting that documentation, your eyes will see things. So many things that people are coming to say here. Some people are even sugarcoating their experiences. I know you said to give the positive side as well. It can't be all bad. I'm not saying it's all bad, and we are not saying it's even bad. We are not using the term bad. We are saying challenges. You know, the challenges that we went through. Our challenges there in Nigeria too, yes. Do we work to the point that we are as comfortable as people think we are? That's why some people come out to see all these things. It's not like anybody is slagging off any country. Like I said, it only takes somebody who is not in their right thinking mind to come forward and slag off a country who has, who they see as a place where they see as a second home. I don't think anybody will come and slag any country like that or say anything. So that's not, for me, I don't know if my video was one of the videos you've been watching. For me, I would never speak, ill against United Kingdom as a whole, because I've met so many beautiful people. I've seen situations where somebody is the one insulting us. Somebody is the one being racist to us. It's one of them too that will be defending us. So are they all bad? No, we are not saying that they are bad as a people. And we are not saying the country is bad and the system works. So we are not saying that it's all bad. We are not saying anything. We are not saying that it's bad. But when people come and share their challenges that they are going through, I'm not okay with racism. I don't like racism at all. I hate racism with perfect hatred. I hate anything that makes me feel less of a human being. You're doing it to me and you now do it to my little daughter. You're doing it to my little children. There's only so much that your mental health can take. Nigeria, people don't have money oftentimes. But I see the joy in people sometimes. I'm not saying all the time. Because poverty gets to a level where you can't even differentiate colors anymore. But the people who are okay in Nigeria, when you look at your standard and say, okay, I don't have much, but think of it. okay, if I go to Nigeria, I'll be okay on this level. I still have my people still manage to have their joy, and sometimes that's what people abroad think about. I see in people in Nigeria, they don't have much, but they still manage to have that joy. And we that are here, you think, oh, the country will give you home. It's not about home alone. Sometimes it's not about give you home. They give you house, job. They give you paper. Sometimes it's not about the paper. What is the use of the paper if you don't have a good quality of life? When your mental health is so scarred and you are not even happy most of the time, what's the point of the paper? You want to have that paper and you want to enjoy it with good quality of life, isn't it? So that's oftentimes why people are coming back home. Nobody's slagging any country. I am not. I am not. And from the videos that I have seen, if I'm being honest, I've not seen anybody to say that said, oh, the country is bad, or people can say, yeah, things are not what they used to be. When we came to UK, the things were a little bit. I was even telling my children today that we did shopping yesterday, and I look at the shopping that we did for £200. I look at my daughter was like, "Are these all the bags?" I said, "Yes, so these are all the bags." And I reminded her that you remember 11, 12, 13 years ago when we were still living in London, all this food we bought now would have paid just £40 for it. In fact, 15. I'm talking maybe 10 years ago or 9 years ago. I'm still talking about. All the food we bought, £200, we would have paid £40 for it. The same amount of food, the same thing. But now what we used to pay £40 for, that did the shopping for the entire week, is now what we are paying £200 for. So when people are making such reference, somebody like me making such reference, that's what I'm referring to. Something that we bought, and it's the same in Nigeria. You'll be saying, okay, something that we bought so amount. That's they have looked at how much we are buying it now. And that's what you meant by, the challenges are everywhere. The challenges are everywhere. Things are not the same to back home, which we agree. But it gets to a point where you're making reference to the country that gave you paper, that gave you this thing, that gave you that. People who are in the process of paying for that now are still laboring. Some people's life is on the line. Some people are sacrificing their life to get that paper. So it doesn't fall on the lap. It's not easy to earn. That thing you just call like that. Getting paper is not easy to earn. Some people will forfeit their marriage that have a happy marriage. Some people will sacrifice their marriage for that same document. They are saying a country that give you. Some people are paying ultimate price. They are paying hot prices to get these things that you are talking about, this document you are talking about, that the country that gave you. So don't speak of us like we are less of a people, that we should be appreciating them, even though we are laboring for the system like that so much. We are working, and it's real work, hard work. In the cold we are working, in the hot we are working. When you are feeling well, you are working. When I was agency worker, I don't take day off. My agency will come here and say, "Come, you've not taken any holiday this year." I don't go on holidays. The agent who took me to my place of work as a social worker, I was working agency. The agent gets a cut on my head. When I went on maternity, she was still calling me, "When am I coming back?" Because she enjoyed that my money does not change. My work hour does not change every week. She was making her money constantly. She was so happy to have me as somebody working with her, just because I don't go off sick. I don't call off sick. When I'm not really feeling well and I look at my responsibility, I look at my bill, I look at everything I need to pay for, I drag myself there, manage to go to the work. May God have mercy. That's why some people collapse at work. Because when they are tired and they are not feeling well, they are still going. So you now say the paper as if it falls on our lap. It doesn't just fall on our lap. Oh. And one other thing I want to add, that Nigerians, you see, when I'm talking and people will come here now and start talking, they will start typing all sorts of things. But me, I will say, because at the end of the day, I'm entitled to my opinion, just like you are entitled to yours. I'm not saying don't come and give your own opinion here, but do it respectfully. Why? The comments that I went to read under that brother's post, many people are saying, let them hand over the citizenship and see whether they will still be talking about they want to jackpada. Let them hand over the citizenship. Let them hand over the citizenship. That to me is coming from a place of hate. That is envy right there. Definition of envy. That's what is right there. People labor for that paper. So all those comments that give it back and see whether... I'm saying that because when I went to Tochi's page to go and honor Tochi's invitation to come and talk about my jackpada story, I was talking about joy of being a dual citizen. And people were telling me, congratulations. And there came the son of the devil too. They say when the children of God are gathered, the son of the devil too came there. And there was one person saying, oh, look at her beaming with smile. Let her hand over the citizenship and see whether she will still be saying she wants to jackpada. People, you get people with that demon, that heart of hatred like that. And it's not nice when people say that. It is not nice. Abroad is not heaven. Heaven should be our goal. Abroad is not heaven. But at the same time, does it give comfort? Oh, it does. Sometimes, even if you get the documentation, it's not even for that country that you got it from. It might just be because you want to be able to travel the world without stress. Maybe that's what some people just go and do the suffering for. And and during that time when they are laboring for that, most people cannot do anything else. They can't go on holiday. Some people cannot even eat good food. Some people will sacrifice their marriage. Some people will not see their children that entire period. Do you know sacrifice people pay and give it back and see whether you will still be talking about jackpada. That is coming from place of envy. And may God deliver us. Like people are saying that they dragged us. That brother dragged us. I don't see anything dragging in that one. It doesn't change the fact that people have the right to go wherever they want. If people have jackpada, they want to jackpada. It doesn't concern anybody whether they get citizenship or not. That's the stigma we are talking about. Now, people who don't have citizenship, who want to jackpada, you now make them now to start thinking, can't go home. Otherwise, I'll be ashamed to say I don't have the citizenship of where I'm coming from. If they find out that I can't go back now, they will know I don't have citizenship. Why should citizenship be a standard to jackpada? Whether citizenship or not, why should that be a standard to jackpada? Why do you need to know? If they are not talking about it, probably because the country where they are coming from doesn't give citizenship. Have you thought about that as an option or as a point? Or whether they decided to go back because their citizenship is not coming through and they're tired of waiting and their life is on the line, the mental health is on the line. Some people will hang in there till they run mad and they start giving them injection in mental health institution. They will lock them up and be giving them drugs for the rest of their life. Some people, that's the risk they will be running just because they want to come and impress some people back home that, oh, I can go back. Why? Do you need to know? It's not everybody that have it. Canada, US, and UK are not the only abroad countries in the whole world. I said that because I'm a Japadian too, So thank you guys, and I will catch you on the next video. Bye.